I personally believe Le Mans is the greatest motor race in the world, and it's always been not just a personal ambition of mine, but one of Aston Martin to come back and try and win it outright. And to do that, of course, we need a specially built car, we need a special chassis, we need our own engine, and that is what we're announcing today. We are coming back to Le Mans with an Aston Martin designed and built chassis, with an Aston Martin designed and built engine, under the new 2011 regulations. George, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about your plans.
Yeah, it's something we've been working on for some time. You know, clearly, producing a new car is not something that you can do in 5 minutes. We've been working really since the end of last year. We've been evaluating various designs. We've been working very long hours on both the chassis and on the engine design, and just recently we've managed to commit 100% to doing it, and now we are full speed ahead. We've as you can see from the image up on the screen here, we've elected to go maybe for the slightly a different route of going for an open car this time, and an all-new petrol engine.
It's as George says, this is something that's not just happened overnight. The car has been in planning and in design for some little time. We've been waiting for the 2011 regulations from the ACO to be confirmed, and we're very pleased now to see that sort of in the regulations, Article 19, there's a clear commitment to balance of performance, which we believe will give us the opportunity to compete on equal terms with the diesel cars that have been so dominant in recent years. And I know that's something that the ACO have been very keen to see, and Vincent, the sporting director, that's one of your sort of roles to see that that happens, isn't it?
Well, first of all, I'm really happy today to see the commitment of Aston Martin with the new car, with our new regulation, and I think it was very important for us to have you following us in this new technical regulation. For sure, we have been working quite hard with George on this project, and for the future, for sure, we will welcome these new technologies next year, and we will make sure that we do everything equal on the equity for everyone, as you know.
Diesel technology has advanced extraordinarily quickly over the last few years, and that, you know, we're all benefiting from that in our road cars because of the racing activities of Audi and more recently Peugeot. So I think it's a great compliment to Le Mans that they set this challenge and have done what they have done. And in doing that, of course, it's been very difficult to peg the equivalence, because no sooner they put the level playing field, then the diesel people get faster and better and better. But I believe we've arrived at a position now where that situation can be stabilised, and with a commitment from the ACO, our position was that that was the opportune time to do our own engine specifically for the task. Vincent, perhaps you could talk on the technical side and how you're going to achieve that.
Well, the first thing I would like to say is that looking for equilibrium of performance is a very complex thing. Very, very complex, and you have considered so many factors. It's not just the lap time, you know, and at this stage, because performance is conditioned by the driver, the tires, the aerodynamics, and so many other factors. So in this subject, we are speaking about equity between regulation between the different technologies, which is a very specific subject. And for sure, our purpose is to, and this is what we are trying to do and doing for many years now, is to identify exactly what is the right regulation to make equal two different technologies. So we are for sure committed to work on this subject, and we will work on an open way with constructors on this specific subject to identify these points and only these points.
And I think the thing that really swung it for us was the introduction of the Article 19 and the new regulations, which assures us of balance between fuel types and engine technologies, and obviously lots of discussion that we've had with the ACO on how that's going to be implemented. So, you know, we're trusting the ACO to see a level playing field, and that's what we're working on.